What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Today I got a very interesting video that has caught my attention. This video is called Comedians vs. Comedians, Feuds and Insults. So it's going to be a video dedicated to comedian beefs throughout comedy history. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about some of the more recent popular ones. I know that Cat Williams had a beef with just about everybody, mainly Kevin Hart. I believe Faison Love has a beef with quite a few people. There's other comedians out there that I'm sure have beefs as well. Those are the only two that I really know of off the top of my head. Now, the best thing about comedian beefs is that you know the insults are going to be funny. That's the main thing. Like, whenever they start going at each other, you can already tell it's going to be some funny stuff. It's also kind of sad, though, because I know that with comedy, like, comedy and tragedy are, like, hand in hand. So usually when somebody is being, like, trying to be a funny person, it usually comes from some dark places. So a beef on top of all that stuff they already have on top of them could be a bit much. So I don't really like the idea of showcasing comedians going at each other at their worst, but at the same time, this is something that's usually done on a national scale. I mean, it can be funny. Now, let's go ahead and check this out, see what it has to offer. Like I said, sometimes I do feel a bit weird about showcasing people when they're not really trying to present themselves a certain way. But this video is going to be for you guys. So let's go ahead and check this out, see what it has to offer. Oh, I'm sorry, before I start, this video was uploaded by MotleyTV. If you haven't seen this original video first, be sure to check it out on the click the original link first, go watch the video, and then watch the reaction. I always encourage you guys to go check out the original video before you watch the reaction to it. Now, at this point, you've already watched it, hopefully. You paused it and went and watched it, so let's go and check it out. All right, so we got Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Clay is a guy that came out here about 10 years ago. And he broke his ass. You know what I mean? Broke his ass, he believed in himself, became the hottest comic in the world. And anybody that doesn't like it could wipe their ass with whatever they say about me.
Just a quick pause. This is what I'm talking about. Like, when you're a comedian, you can be like, you can have some stuff that legitimately hurts you, and people don't take it serious because they think that, oh, you're coming off as a joke. But this feels like it's real. Like, this feels like he's coming from a place where he means this, but people are like, they don't really know when to, like, if it's a joke or not. So they're like, It reminds me of that episode of Black Dynamite with Richard Pryor.
No, because just let me say this, because I always believe that you could take yourself and put yourself. No, I get choked up, because,
I'm gonna pause it. Andrew Dice Clay and Sam Kinison had a major public feud circa 1990. They were the two biggest comedians at the time, a bit with similar acts that featured a lot of profanity. However, Kinison accused Dice of stealing his jokes.
you put yourself where you want to be. And, you want... No, wait a minute.
What's that? They call it the Elvis jig.
You put yourself where you want to be, and I broke my ass for 12 years. And tomorrow when that movie opens, the country's going to see it, and they're going to laugh their asses off. And that's what it's about.
I wonder what movie he was talking about. 1990. Andrew Dice Clay.
So believe in yourself, all right? If you want to be a doctor, you want to be an attorney, you want to be a comic, you believe in yourself and you don't listen to nobody. That's the way it is. Let me tell you who Dice Clay is. Let me tell you who Dice Clay is. Dice Clay's a man that came out here and worked his ass off for 10 years. Dice is a man who
took Fonzie's jacket, Stallone's attitude, and Kinison's jokes, and had to watch his own movie. That's who's nice.
Damn.
What was that about, man? That was the worst way of promoting a comedy movie I've ever seen. I was watching the show. I go, what is the guy crying about? Did he watch his own film? What's he
Damn.
Please,
Damn.
watch my movie. I'm the best. I'm the king. Please, watch it.
Sam don't be holding back, does he?
I use public toilets and I piss on the seat. I walk around in the summertime saying, how about this heat? I'm an
Another musical comedian.
Sometimes I park in handicapped spaces while handicapped people make handicapped faces.
And I was doing my signature bit, the bit I closed with, was a bit about if you were an asshole and you knew it, and how cool it would be to just say, I'm an asshole, and just let yourself have that life, that your life would be better. Like you're driving, you go, hey, should I cut that guy off? Yeah, I'm an asshole. Why not? You know? Park in a handicapped space, only an asshole would do that. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'm an asshole. That's me. And he said they should have like a picture of an asshole instead of a wheelchair, and just make those the asshole spaces, and the whole bit. Anyways,
I'm gonna go back a little bit. Assholes is a song by comedian Denis Leary from the album No Cure for Cancer on the Opie and Anthony Show. Louis C.K. claimed that Leary stole his routine and made it a song. Leary has disputed this, asserting that he co-wrote the song with Chris Phillips.
Of an asshole instead of a wheelchair, and just make those the asshole spaces, and the whole bit. Anyway, so one night doing a show at a place called Play It Against Sam's in Boston.
Know it's coming.
And Denis is the host of the show. He was a huge star in Boston at the time, and on the comedy circuit. And then that night he went on after me, after I'd done the asshole bit, and like went, that's really funny, and like remarked on it and expounded on it, like, yeah, like, I'll do this because I'm an asshole, and I'll do that because I'm an asshole. Like, he just started.
He actually started riffing
on my bit, but acknowledging that he just watched me do it. Which is, I think, is okay. And then, like, I don't know, a month later or something, I'm downstairs at Sam's. I just walk in, and he's just doing the bit. He just started doing it.
Watching Key and Peele do my show for the last 5 fucking years.
Since returning from his hiatus, Dave Chappelle has taken a series of shots at Key and Peele, most recently at Roots Picnic Festival 2016.
Some advice: just don't quit your show. Jon Stewart quit. Yeah, I know, it hurt. Remember, The Daily Show was always funny, but it used to not be popular. And then remember, all of a sudden, when you started watching it, I forgot what happened. Oh, I remember. I was there leaving. Anyway.
Damn. Damn.
The deal was fine. Anyway.
Damn.
Surprised they didn't get The Daily Show.
All right, now to be fair to Key and Peele, sketch comedy shows have gone back a long time. I mean, you can go as far back as you want to, but as far as like black comedy shows, I know that like the Flip Wilson show was way back in like the 70s. They did a thing. The Jacksons had a goddamn variety show, and that had skits in it. So it's not that Dave Chappelle created it or anything like that, but he damn sure did popularize it in the 2000s. He's probably the most famous person to have done it in recent times. Key and Peele, I think that they built on and pretty much found their own area. Like, they didn't really jump on some of the same jokes and stuff that Dave Chappelle did. They did a very interesting thing with their material and stuff. Like, they didn't really step on his feet as far as the jokes and stuff. I said, bitch. Like, they kind of, like, you know, found their own set of jokes and stuff like that. But, I mean, I guess Dave is probably more so upset that, I'm speculating at this point, but I think that Dave is probably more so upset that Hollywood itself kind of ran him out. Like, they kind of gave him some ultimatums and stuff like, hey, we want you to do this and this and this, and you're gonna be working for us, and we want these type of jokes. And he's like, no, I want to do my own thing. And like, no, you got to do these. And so I guess he kind of gave up his show involuntarily. Like, if it was up to him and he still had complete control over the show, I'm willing to bet he would have still like went on with that season 3. But let's jump back into this.
They're hilarious. I don't know how they came up with a show that great. Oh, that's right. I remember how.
Hey, Carlos Mencia follow behind you.
I said, yo, Richard, Bill Cosby just called me up and told me I was too dirty. And Richard said, the next time motherfucker call, tell him I said, suck my dick. I don't give a...
Eddie Murphy Raw is a 1987 stand-up comedy special during which Murphy recounted a phone call from Bill Cosby chastising him for using profanity on stage. The bit became the centerpiece of the hugely successful film. Cosby responded by calling Murphy a liar, even though he didn't deny the phone call.
Fuck. Whatever the fuck make the people laugh, say that shit. I said, do the people laugh when you say what you say? I said, yes. He said, do you get paid? I said, yes. He said, well, tell Bill. I said, have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. Jello pudding eating motherfucker.
I love that bit. Because it also shows like the contrast between Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby as far as like comedy and stuff. In 1977, Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase went on the Tonight Show to plug their respective TV specials, airing back-to-back on NBC the following night. NBC's excitement and the public's anticipation over Pryor's special was unprecedented. Yeah, there's too many goddamn Tonight shows, late shows, the Late Tonight Show, the Tonight Show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Richard. Ed.
However, Pryor and Chase never had gotten along. I'm trying to pause it while I read because I want to also hear what they're saying. However, Pryor and Chase had never gotten along, and during the interview, Chase's interruptive taunts from the sidelines irritated Pryor to the point of delivering the memorable blow, "I don't like Chase."
Wonderful experience to have it happen. It was great because the people in the hall go, "There's a lot of black people."
May I say that I have seen Richard's special?
No, you may not say that.
Okay.
No, you may not say that.
Sorry. In fact, though, that I have seen it, and it's hilarious. It's not quite as funny as mine, but it's really. It's very funny.
Have you seen Chevy's special?
I don't like Chevy.
Okay, we're gonna come right back.
I'm going back Friday.
Yeah.
To see my son in the talent show and spend Mother's Day with my grandma.
Is he talented? Your
My
son?
son? No, he has no talent whatsoever. But you have to go watch him and encourage him. He's a wonderful son.
What does he do? What is he doing in the film?
He yodels and throws. Huh? What was it you said?
I didn't say nothing, man.
Oh.
Nothing. I just say nothing.
Yeah. You gotta deal differently
What
when
the
you're
hell?
dealing with those people. You gotta.
I was going to ask you, why didn't you tell Johnny you was going to take over his show?
Oh. I knew you'd bring that up, and Johnny and we've discussed it, and neither of us care.
Yeah. That monologue you were doing with the chair is a perfect replacement for Johnny.
A lot of chair falls. And my opening monologue will be a fall over a chair tonight. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, his book is out today, everybody. It's called My Bookie Wook.
Sometimes the cringe can be like
not working out for you.
Much.
Tremendously well, although it's...
I will go back. It's safe to say Russell Brand and Chelsea Handler share a mutual dislike of one another. Brand's 2009 guest appearance on Chelsea lately ignited a hilarious passive-aggressive war of insults and comebacks.
How's that working out for you?
Tremendously well, although it's of course a retrospective. The things that are detailed in the book have already happened, so they cannot change. So already, they've worked out. They're all right.
But it's the future. That's where the mystery lies. Who knows what'll happen there?
Yeah, because you have a real up past.
I think the future's going to be up and all.
Now, you're a sex addict, is that right?
I don't know if it's right, but it's fun. Times in my life where I was so compulsive about sex that it...
Is that why you're looking at these holes right now?
There's something about... There's certainly something
That's probably the right size. There we go.
I will say, Chelsea, once you've been in this one, don't go back in this one. It's unhygienic.
So you're a black man.
What is the distinction?
Well, there's one big distinction, and it's in your left hand right
I
now.
don't know that I concur with that racial stereotype.
Okay, well, you've obviously never been with a black man.
No. Or any men.
Okay, you like women. You're straight, right?
Yes, I'm a heterosexual man.
So, let me ask you about your... So are you dating anybody now, or are you single?
No, not really. I'm still sort of looking for love in all the wrong places.
What kind of girl... Please, okay?
Sometimes I can't tell when you're being acerbic.
Nobody can. Nobody can. I can't even tell. I don't even know what I'm going to say before I say it. It just flies out of my mouth.
How does that work? What happens when you find yourself in a situation where sincerity is paramount?
Well, the way you're looking at me makes me want to cover up my vagina.
Madam, if I had rubber gloves, I'd do it for you.
Oh, damn. Hey, so, all right, if you enjoyed that, make sure you go and check out MotleyTV. This isn't the end. I'm going to continue to talk about what I just saw, but just to let you guys know, be sure to check out MotleyTV. I will have a link for their channel at the end of this video that you can click on and go to their channel. You know, you can subscribe to them, watch their other videos, because they have more than just this. And, you know, you can go ahead and check out a little bit of comedy history, because feuds have been a thing that has been going on for a very long time. And as far as comedians are concerned, and in comedy, there are people with egos. That goes with any level of job or employment or anything. Like, when you reach that level, you pretty much become, I guess everybody that you've known at that point will probably consider you like the funniest person they've ever met. So the idea that there's somebody out there that's claiming to be funnier than you, and all your life people have been telling you how funny and how great you are, you probably think like, who the hell is this person? I'm more funnier than they are. So I'm not saying everybody has an ego, but usually when it comes to feuds, one person in that feud at least has an ego. So it's funny how it can go certain ways as far as like people riffing on each other. And like I said, comedians are some of the funniest when it comes to riffing on each other, because they're the ones that be the most creative when it comes to insults and things like that. So I'd love to see a video that goes more in depth with some of these feuds, like maybe pick one feud and just make an entire video dedicated to it. It's really interesting, like for me, about that Richard Pryor Chevy Chase thing, because that's the first time I've ever heard of that. Like, I've heard of the Russell Brand Chelsea Handler thing. I've heard about the Dave Chappelle Key and Peele. And by the way, I am a huge fan of Dave Chappelle. I'm not saying that he's in the wrong or anything when I was making my comments. It's just, it's funny to me, because like you can tell he wants to get into the show thing, but he doesn't want to deal with the Hollywood higher ups and all other stuff. I think it'll be interesting if one day like Dave Chappelle made like a cameo or something in one of the movies they happen to be in, or a movie that Key might be in. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and make a quick comment. Now, I did go and watch Key and Peele's Us movie. I did watch Get Out, and I did not like Us. I don't know why. It was so confusing as far as like the storylines and things like that. And I know people will sit there and go, but it has deeper meanings, and you gotta look into the meanings, and there are certain things that are done. Yeah, I get that. Hidden meanings are great and all, but when you ignore the basic elements of a movie, you know, like plot and motivation and shit like that, then the movie starts to take a hit. I don't give a damn how many innuendos and hidden things you want to throw in there. When the basic plot starts to get sacrificed because of that, to me, that's when the movie starts to go downhill. Now, he's only made 2 movies. One movie was great. The second movie, not so great. Hopefully, he does not start following in the steps of the M. Night Shyamalan example. But, I mean, I have faith that the dude is going to do great. He did just do a Twilight. He did direct like a Twilight series or something, I believe. I never watched the original Twilight show, so I don't know where to stack up the new one, and I haven't seen the new one yet. So you guys have to let me know how great that was. But him being a fan of the actual original series should be something that can only help. But yeah, like I was saying, I think Dave Chappelle probably just doesn't want to deal with the higher ups in Hollywood and things like that. So it would be nice to see him make a cameo. There's other comedians. I've never heard of the Andrew Dice Clay, Sam Kinison one, but for me, that entire period was kind of muddied. Like, I didn't really know a lot about comedy during that time. Like, the very late 80s, the very early 90s is like a blank area for me. Like, I know about Eddie Murphy and them in the 80s, and then you go to like the mid 90s where you have comedians like Chris Rock and things like that. Like, that's where I kind of pick up again. Maybe because that was when I was like little, so I didn't really obviously didn't watch during that time. And when I went back to study, I went to study the areas around when I was born, not necessarily right when I was born, but one day I have to go check out more of it. I got to react to some more Sam Kinison stuff too. And also check out an Andrew Dice Clay skit also. I don't think I've done any videos of his yet. So you guys can be, be on the lookout for that. But anyway, that's been this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Again, thank you, Motley Crew, for creating this video. And I will go ahead and, try to plug you guys as many times as I can. So one more time, if you haven't had a chance to go and check it out, go to MotleyTV's. Did I say Motley Crew? If I did, that's a mistake on my part. Sorry. But be sure to check out MotleyTV and go check out all their videos, subscribe, like, all the other good stuff. There will be a link for this original video in the description box down below. I look forward to seeing you guys in my future videos, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do at least maybe 2 more. But anyway, that's been this video. I'm going to give you the deuces, and you've just been a little bit more enlightened. I'm Devon DaVinci. Deuces.